because I'm pretty sleepy right now. But I have been trying to film something for the past 2 weeks, and when I have space to do it, I don't have the time. When I have the time to do it, I don't have the space. So, by that I mean that some nights I was just too tired, and when I wasn't too tired, my family has gone back to sleeping very late again, and I have been going to bed a little earlier for a couple of days now. So before that, we had just been busy with things around the house for the last 2 weeks. Some days I got home too late and didn't feel like filming anything, and then other days when I did want to film something, it was just too noisy, and when everybody went to sleep, it was already too late because I was tired. But today we are making an effort. So if you guys have seen my first videos, I went over my Harry Potter Hogwarts decks of cards. We have Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin by Theory 11. I think it's upside down, there you go. And in that video, I did say that, actually real quick, if you can see up here, this red thing, that's the box set. I have another set of those same cards, and it comes with a white deck that was limited edition for that specific set. But in that video I did mention that I had other decks because I collect them, because I'm a weirdo and I just collect things. So for tonight we're gonna go through my decks, and that will be your video for this week. If I don't find anything else to do throughout the week, I do have I could do like another short book haul, because I have gotten new books since the last one. Not that many, but I've gotten a few. And I could go through my October reads, which haven't been that many because, as I have said, it's been pretty busy. Now, same rule as before, if I need to cough or anything, I will mute my mic. And let's hope my throat doesn't make any weird sounds like in some past videos. But yeah, let's get right into these cards. And to start off, we have the classic red ones. I had a blue one, but I don't know where it went. I do have the red ones though. Maybe because the red ones are my favorite. When it comes to like the classic pack, right? The red and the blue. My favorites from those are the reds. Next we have another bicycle. A vintage. Let me open it up real quick. I'm not gonna open the red ones up because you probably already know what they look like. I mean, they're pretty basic. Now, in this one you can see that the art in this one, they did put some effort. And some decks for bicycle are like this, where they will put effort both in the back and in the front. But some decks are just like art on the back, and the front is like the regular deck, which was the case with my steampunk deck, and it was very annoying because steampunk is such a cool aesthetic. And they could have done a lot more with it, but they just gave you like the back. It just had like some art in the back, and the front was just the regular cards. So in this one you can see that they all have like that sort of vintage look to them. We have the King of Spades. We have the Queen of Spades. And we have the Jack of Spades, which I hope you can see. And besides that, the art for all of them is basically the same. So we go now to the hearts. And they're King of Hearts, Queen of Hearts, and Jack of Hearts. And like that, successively, until we get to the last, and they all look like sort of the same. So it's probably not a big deal to like go through all of them. I have played with all of these cards, by the way. All of them have been used. Maybe not in poker games, because sometimes these like really nice decks, I don't want anybody touching my cards. If we're gonna play poker like at a friend's house or something, we're using the red ones, like the basic ones. You're not playing with my nice cards. Next we have this really weird one that I found years ago. It's called the Tragic Royalty by Bicycle as well. I had a deck of these before this one. This one is a newer pack because I had another one. And I had another one because I really just loved how these ones looked. So you can see that they're grayish. Well, not grayish, they're gray, but and then here's the back. The back is very cool. It's got these little like angels on it. Pretty cool. We have the gray Joker, and then we have the colorful Joker, which just happens to have red on his clothes and white. And then after that we have the Ace of Spades, which is usually the one where they'll take more art. And then look at that spider. And the spider webs and everything. It's such a cool deck. And then look at the King of Spades. He looks like he's just mad. And then we have the Queen of Spades. And they look like very Shakespeare meets Tim Burton. What do you think? I think it looks like sort of like that aesthetic of Shakespeare, but mixed with Tim Burton style of art. Look at the spades. I think it's because of the spirals on the edges. That's probably why it reminds me of Tim Burton. And they all have it. The hearts also have it. Just a tiny little spiral. And then in this one, the Kings of Hearts is dead. And the Queen is just devastated that her king is dead. And then the Jack of Hearts, he probably was in a battle trying to protect the king, and he lost an eye because of it. Who knows? And then we have this one also has the spirals. You see that? That is such a nice little detail. And in this one, the king, look at this motherfucker. He's starving. Somebody get him a burger or something. And we know where all the food went in this one. To the Queen of... to the Queen of Clubs. And then the Jack of Carlos is like scared, bro. Look at him. So cool. And then we have the diamonds, and then they also have the spirals. I hope that you can see them. I can't tell because I'm like a little further away. Well, the camera's like tilted that way. That's so that you cannot see me. Which is, I don't really have anything to like, not want to show my identity or anything. It's just, the angle is probably a really bad angle. So I don't want to like, be on camera if it's gonna be like a terrible angle. I'm gonna look like this guy. This is exactly what I'm gonna look like. The king of diamonds. And then this is you after seeing me in that angle. Look at that. That's you. And then this is the rest of you. Those would be the two reactions to my dumbass face in the bad angle. So silly, very silly. So I think that is good. It would be like nice ASMR if I put them back in their packs with in front of the camera. How was that? Was that nice for you? I hope it was. Now the next one, I don't really think I have to open it because it's the same as the reds or the blues. But this one is black. Technically gray, but if you open it, you will see that the backs are black. And then the deck is the same deck as all of them. Yeah, just regular cards from the front. They look just like regular cards. But the special thing about this one is that the back is black, and I think I've only found this once. So it must be like kind of special. So let me put it back in its box. You let me know if those sounds are nice. Give me a second. I don't know when I'm tired. It's like hard to, not it's like it's hard to breathe, but it's hard to control my breathing. I'll probably make sense. Drinking this much water before bed is probably a mistake. I'm not gonna have a good night. I'm gonna be waking up every 10 minutes to go to the bathroom. That's what happens when you drink too much water. So, those are the bicycles done. Now, let's move on to the aviary deck. And it's just birds. I don't really have anything special to say about this one. It's just a bit of a unique deck, and I had to have it. Look at that. That is pretty cool. And then you get the red one with the yellow canary. Is that a canary? I think it is. And then you get like a nice little ace of spades with the owls. And you have like pretty interesting art for the king and the queen and Jack. Look at him. So that's pretty cool. And then the regular cards with the numbers have like little art within the symbols, which I think is pretty cool. And then you see the pattern in the hearts, which is very nice. And then it has the same type of art in all of them, but it reminds me of the art in Tiny Bookshop. Now that I see it once again, because I think I only played with this deck once. So let's put it back in its box, since we already looked at it. Oh no, it got stuck. Alright, there you go. So yeah, not much to say about this one. I found it at a CVS, and I just thought it was cool. And I got it because I like birds. So there goes. And for our last bicycle, we have the foil back Crimson. And as you can see, it's like shiny in the back. That's how the back of the cards are. Nice and shiny. Which is pretty cool. So we pull it out. Look at that. As for the front, you're gonna get the basic cards. So this is what I mean, right? So imagine you buy a deck that is steampunk aesthetic, and the only thing that you get with art is the back, sort of like this one, where they only put effort in the back, which was so disappointing when I opened that deck. I don't even have it anymore because I kind of just like, I used it to mess around with because I was disappointed with it. So I wanted to like it for like the longest time. I wanted to like it and be like, no, the back is still cool. The back is still something worth it. So it was still worth it. But eventually I was like, it was not worth it. So there goes our bicycle cards. Now I'm gonna go for my cool 7 Theory ones. These are the ones that are like more artistic. This company goes out of their way to make cards that are very thematic. So we have the Hudson, New York, and you can see the back here. Sort of looks like a Mason's symbol. Oh shit! And when you open it, you get a nice bluish, greenish pattern in the back with the same art. You get, of course, the card with Theory 11, showing off that they are the ones making these beautiful cards. And then look at this. You have the Joker with a little bit more art. They get a little more creative with it. And then look at this. This is insane. The Ace of Spades. Look at that. Look at the detail in that card. There is no fucking way anybody is touching these cards. These ones are for solitaire only, or just for collection. The rest are pretty much regular cards. They just go all out in the with the Eights of Spades, the Jokers, and the Bang. So these ones are one of the ones that are the least artistic, but as you can see from the detail in the card that I showed you, Theory 11 goes hard. It's like they have something to prove. Like somebody told whoever started all this thing, I bet you can't sell cards, bro. I bet you can't do what phone? Did I hear my phone? I did hear my phone. Somebody messaged me. Hold on. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like somebody told whoever started with Theory 11 that I bet you can sell cards like Bicycle and be just as famous as them. And they were like, I bet I can do it, and I will do it by attracting the people that are into the art of the actual card making. I don't know, it's just really cool. This is why I collect them, because they're very peculiar. So, actually, you know what? Let me save this one for last. Because those two are my favorites. So next one we have the Artisan. And I think this one is, which one is this one? Oh, that's just beautiful. Made in the United States of America. Makes you feel patriotic. You're like, God bless this beautiful nation. But yeah, this one is the white edition, and it's I forgot from what year it is, because I think they make yearly ones of these. But yeah, let's open it up and look at the actual cards. Oh yeah, look at the back. Very nice. And then we have, of course, the Guild of Artisans. Those are the Jokers. Both are the same. And then you have the, there it is. Edition number. This is from 2019, December 2019. And look at that detail in that Ace of Spades. It's so nice. And then from there you get just regular cards. And I think they show the back of the box, but I mean, the back of the cards are the same. They don't have the texture though, like the back of that box has texture and it's like shiny. But the cards are just regular. But yeah, Theory 11 just goes hard with their designs. Oh, that sounds nice. Next we have the same, the Artisan, but this one is the black edition. And if I'm not mistaken, this one is also 2019. And look at that box, man. And of course, on the side, made in the United States of America. God bless this beautiful nation. I like the black better. I always like black better. Painted black, am I right? And then in this one, the back is always nicer because it's black, so it has more contrast with the actual card. And then we start with our little Theory 11, a little too proud of their designs. And the Joker is the same. This one is newer though. February 2021. It's basically the same art, but it's just in black. And then you get the rest of the cards, yada 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 yada. You can also tell from holding all of these decks and holding the Theory 11s right after the bicycles. You can tell a big difference in the quality. Theory 11 has higher quality, or maybe it's just my bias, you know. Maybe I'm just there like, yeah, let's go Theory 11. Because bicycle feels a little too basic to me. Oh, that wasn't as nice, but I hope it was still something nice. Now my two favorite ones. not as fancy in the side where it says made in the United States of America as with the artisans, but still very nice. And look at that. Look at that sword going through that skull. I think it is a skull, isn't it? Yeah, it is. For a second it looked just like a rod going through a ball. But look at that. That is such a nice design. And then we have our Tier 11, yada yada. And then look how fancy the Joker is. That's a fancy Joker. I hope you can appreciate it in the camera. And then you get the Monarch, Ace of Spades. Look at that. So nice. And then as always, the rest of the cards is just your basic cards. And oh fuck, I forgot these. I'll just put them in the front. There you go. And then my favorite deck from Theory 11, the Union. I actually carried this pack in my bag for a while, because it was the deck that I chose to play with whenever I was out. That is just beautiful. That is just amazing. Very patriotic, but it's just such a nice color scheme and such a nice design. It's just absolute art. This is peak art for cards. And now look at the back. America, baby. America. Although there's more than its fair share of troubles in this country, but we won't talk about those. And then you have a little turkey as the Joker. Isn't that such a nice detail? That's a pretty funny detail. And then this one doesn't have an Ace of Spades. Instead, this one jumps right into like showing you. Oh, wait, no, hold on. This does have an Ace of Spades. It's just that they are. Where did I put it? Yeah, this one is yeah, it's because I've played with this one and I didn't, and I shuffled it. I haven't put it in order. But look at this. So proud they are. I don't know if you can read that. I hope that you can. I can kind of see it in the screen. In case you can't, it says high-end luxury playing cards. Just letting you know what you're dealing with. You know? And this one does have a little bit more artistic cards. It's not your basic cards. They all have like their own art. There's the Queen of Clubs. There's the King of Clubs. And they all have like that. Queen of Hearts. And they all have their little designs. And even in the regular cards, you can see that the numbers have their own font, which is pretty cool. And the Ace of Spades. Let me show you the Ace of Spades because it's such a beautiful, beautiful card. Look at this. The King of Spades. And then the Queen of Spades. And of course, oh, let's just look at that Ace of Spades. is why this one is one of my favorite decks. Well, my favorite deck in the Theory 11 series. I guess we are excluding the Harry Potter ones, because the Harry Potter ones, of course, are my absolute favorite. And of course they are, because I'm a nerd. Now, these are all the ones that are made by Bicycle and Theory 11. It's like companies that are dedicated to making cards. But I have found a couple other ones, 3 other decks. And these ones are not from a specific company. These ones are like other decks that I found really cool, and I just had to have them. So, to start off, we have the Office deck, which I found at FYE. And this one, if I can pull them out. The Joker. I think they missed out. They should have put Jim as the Joker, and then they're all like they all look like a piece of paper within the card, and then you have you have Michael Scott as the King of Spades. You have Dwight as the Queen of Spades. And then you have Jim as the Jack of Spades, or shall we say, the Jim of Spades. Alright, you can unsubscribe now. I'm sorry. Oh my god, and then we have fucking Ryan as the King of Hearts. Yeah. He should be the King of Hearts, alright. And then the Queen of Hearts is fucking Phyllis. They should have put Kelly. Why didn't they put Kelly? And then the Jack of Hearts is Andy Bernard. As you can tell, I am a fan of The Office. Although not a huge fan. Like, I enjoy it and everything, and I like, if I have the opportunity to watch it again, I will watch it all over again. And then the back where you just have like Dunder Mifflin. But it's just one of those shows that it's nice background noise, you know. So like if you're doing anything else, it's nice to have it on. So when I was in classes that I had to write essays or do assignments and do things like that, I would just have The Office playing in the back. I don't know why, it just like helped me focus. It was just really nice. Now next, I don't know which one to present first, because one is based on one of my favorite books of all time, and then the other one is based on a holiday that is so important to me, and I fucking love. So I guess I'll go with the literature one first. We have a deck here that looks very nice. Tries to imitate like the aesthetic of leather. It's the Beowulf deck. I found it online. I don't remember where. It probably does say it down here. It was designed by Jackson Robinson. King's Wild Project, that's where. And I should probably have looked into the artists for all of these. Although Theory 11 doesn't really say. And in the back, there's some inscription in Old English. Beowulf is one of my favorite books of all time because it's just such a cool story. And then look at this. The Jokers come together to make this like really nice Viking style dragon. And the backs. Oh, come on, look at that. That is so cool. And the feel of these cards is just orgasmic. It's so good. Look at that ace of spades. It's so shiny. Look at that. I can't even like really show. But look at that. I hope that you can get like every detail in these cards. Because these ones are insane. I'm assuming this would be like a representation of Beowulf. Because next we have a Beowulf after he takes Grendel's arm. And then after that, we have Grendel's mother, who's all angry because Beowulf killed her son. And then we have Grendel in a very cartoonish representation. And then just like all the cards are super artistic. They're all, none of them are missing any art. It's just great. It's just so great. And that's the whole deck is like that. Different characters from the book and different art forms. But this is my second favorite deck, I would say. And it has like a very unique box. It opens on the side. So you put your cards in. I need to find somebody else that like fucking loves Beowulf as well, so that I can nerd out about these cards with them. There's pictures of Hrothgar, there's pictures of the Queen, there's pictures of, I forget what the name of Beowulf's friend was. It's been a while since I read it, but I have read it like over 100 times throughout my life. 50 times because of school, and then 50 other times because I just really liked it. And then last, but certainly not least, we have a Dia de los Muertos deck, Day of the Dead. You can't really see it because it's very, well, it's black. But look at these cards. These ones are waterproof. And as you can see, they're all black. And as I said before, if it's black, it's mine. I don't know if you can see the art in the back of these cards. It's gonna be hard to show. You're gonna have to like see it in the reflection. There you go. Look at that. We have a skeletal Joker, and then the same skeletal Joker but in gold. So in here there's no red, it's all charro. Look at that. The charro. I try to say it like in English, but you can't use those words in English. It has to be el charro, can't be el charro. And then you have a very traditional, Mexican traditional art style. Look at this bandit. That's me right there. That's because I wear bandanas. And they are all black. And look at that. Oh, look at that. That's such a nice ace of spades. Which should probably have been front. I think I've only played with these once because I just really love them. Look at the heart. The heart of King of Hearts. I mean Ace of Hearts, sorry. It is so nice. And then you have more traditional Mexican traditional art. You have a mariachi. That's Pedro Infante, probably. Or Jorge Negrete. That's either Pedro Infante or Jorge Negrete. One of them. I don't even know which one is my favorite. Like the hearts, the spades, the clubs. Look at the clubs. With the two skulls decorating it. And you can't really appreciate it in the in camera. If you see them in real life, it's, oh my goodness, so good. This is my favorite deck. Not probably, this is like my favorite deck. We have another mariachi slash charro style skeleton. And then the Ace of Diamonds. Very Aztec. That one is the one that looks the most like Aztec style. And of course, you have the Spanish Conquistador. And you have the Mexican Dead Lady. And then you have a very Victorian old. I'm either the one wearing the bandana or this one. This one this one could also be me. Because I have a top hat. You can probably see it back there. Never mind, you can't. And that seems to have been it, my friends. That seems to have been it for this video. Well, those are all of my decks at the moment. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and comment and subscribe and do all those nice things. If you didn't like this video, dislike and say something mean in the comments so that I can laugh a little bit. I'm asking for hate. Who does that? Well, anyways, thank you all for watching. Have a nice evening, night, or a nice sleep. I hope you got relaxed